Yeah, and then I think most people get it wrong, trying to change only based on motivation, because motivation is good to have, but it's a very limited source there. Because let's say you wake up in the morning, you're motivated, but your motivation is like a muscle. In the morning it's high, but the more you go, or like in the evening it start to decline. Like,
and if you wake up feeling bad, you're not going to have any motivation, as well.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, in the book they mention about the Vietnam War, and during the Vietnam War, they realized, the American government realized, a lot of US soldiers were heroin addicts. Almost 90% of them were addicted to heroin.
Wow. Was that after the war, obviously?
During the war. During the war,
Wow.
because obviously they were fighting, a very dangerous situation, and the government was thinking, once these soldiers come back home, what would happen to them? Because they are coming with addiction, they were preparing for a disaster. But funnily enough, once the soldiers returned back home, most of the soldiers got out of it, because that environment was no longer there.
Yeah.
It's the same situation. Most of smokers will be lifelong smokers as long as they hang out with their friends who are smokers. You mentioned when you were working in the cinemas, you used to drink a lot of
solo. You like
solo.
every single and because we just had a range of soft drinks on tap, and we could just grab a cup and very easily. But now that I don't work there anymore, I don't drink that much soft drink at all.
Exactly. So it didn't take your willpower to break that habit. Your change of environment changed that habit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, So I think we need to keep our willpower. It's a muscle. We need to keep our willpower for really important things. So if you have that environmental change, you can keep the willpower for something else. So you can keep the willpower to your studies. You can keep the willpower to read a book or something. Otherwise, if you waste your willpower onto something minor, as not drinking a solo, then when it really needed, you don't have willpower.
Yeah.
So that's what we are talking about, trying to preserve energy. Keep it, control the environment, so you preserve your willpower for more better things. The problem is, even now, my real bad habits are still there, unfortunately. To give example, I have this habit of, whenever I'm stressing out, picking on the chin, like this. I used to do it as a teenager, when I was under stress. Even as a 40-year-old, it's still there. But I broke it a couple of times. But whenever I'm stressing out, the habit re-emerges there, because the habit loop is still somewhere there. Yeah, and then Amelia, another concept mentioned in the book is called temptation bundling. Okay, so what do you think? What is that?
Temptation bundling. Oh.
Imagine.
Things that give you the quick fix.
Yep, that's true.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It could be, in the book it mentioned about this guy who loves Netflix, or it could be for me also, let's say I love sports, Netflix, movies. And let's say you want to bundle that with something good. Now in this book they mention about this IT guy who's very unfit. He would come home, watch TV, Netflix 3-4 hours, and get fatter and fatter because you're not exercising. So what he done is he bundled that with another riding his bicycle. I think it was Peloton.
Okay.
So he made sure, because he's a very smart guy, he made sure that the TV doesn't turn on unless you get on the Peloton bike and start riding.
Oh, wow.
Obviously.
So it's like powered by it.
Yeah,
wow,
exactly. Obviously, he's a very smart guy to do that, So that's what we call temptation bundling. Even now, if I want to watch something really not very useful, like something that is like a...
For entertainment.
I would still do it. But then I would do it Saturday morning sometimes when I do my grueling 30-40 kilometer bike ride, followed by my rowing. So I can still watch all those rubbish shows I want to see, but then I need to be, I'm riding the bicycle at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're doing something fun, and then you're getting your exercise also. That's what you call temptation bundling,
And then you're like saving time as well.
Saving time as well, And you can't bundle all together everything. I mean, you need to be a right match,
Yeah.
For example, every Sunday morning I do my gardening, and it's cold, miserable, but I love to go outside. And then at the same time I have my Apple iPods, and then I listen to an audiobook, So thereby I'm bundling both together, Other thing about habit is, let's say you want to break a bad habit. I talk about making a good habit easy. If you want to go to, if it's a bad habit, you need to make it very difficult to do. So for example, we talk about smoking, or we spoke about having junk food, Let's say I crave junk food. If the food is already there in the fridge, I'll eat it.
Yeah, because there's no hurdles in place in order to do it. It's very easy to do.
There,
yeah.
So to break a bad habit, make it very difficult. Make it almost impossible to do. That's the other step. So these are very basic ones. I mean, anybody can do it. It's not rocket science. What is proposing is, I suppose, even people, I have been doing it without reading his books. You must be doing certain things without even knowing that you're doing it. But if you read the books, you can fine tune it and be a better.
To what your situation and environment is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But problem is, let's say somebody who doesn't like to go to gym or doesn't like to run or anything. How do you get that unappealing activity satisfying? That's where the problem is. You can easily say to my patients, go to walk, go do exercise every day, but then you have to make that activity appealing. Because as you know, the cue, the craving, the action reward wouldn't stick if there's no reward to it.
Yeah.
So let's say, Amelia, you don't like running. How would you start running? How do you make it rewarding for you?
Well, maybe you do something you really like afterwards, or like go to a place that you really like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
because I know a lot of people that don't go to the gym, not just because they're not motivated to exercise, but because they feel like anxious around the space.
Exactly.
So putting forward things like doing it in a space that you feel comfortable in, like setting up like what you have, like your own gym, or doing exercises that don't require you to be at the gym, but you're still being fit.
Exactly.
It's just depending on each person. Yeah,
that's true. That's what my patients say. You don't need to go to gym. If the gyms are very overwhelming, or you don't have passion for it, it could be dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be playing badminton, it could be playing tennis, or it could be playing a team sports, it could be anything.
And it's just finding out what your actual interests are as well, because if you're pushing for something that you keep not enjoying, you're not going to want to do it as a habit.
Yeah. So I think to make the habit stick, you have to put the reward to it. As you said, Amelia, let's say somebody who doesn't want to do exercise, how do you get a habit to stick? Could be to put a reward at the end of it. Let's say, as you said, and then you go to gym. After every gym, you get to have, let's say, do some shopping. But not to eat, because I think it defeats the purpose there. It needs to be something.
It's so funny because the gym that I was going to before, it was literally the gym and then McDonald's right next to it. It's so funny.
So you could probably link the daily exercise habit to buying something to make you happy, like a new clothes or something simple, or it could be you get to watch your favorite program after.
So I was talking about before having like a partner or a buddy to do the habit with you in order to like not disappoint them or like to do that? Because when I go to the gym, I see a lot of people doing things in pairs. Does that go into the book at all? Like
it does. And you're very right. I think in the book he mentioned about what you call accountability partner.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be, let's say, you wanna quit junk food. And you have a good friend who's a very healthy freak, let's say, who's something you go over, and then he tells you, okay, Amelia, let's make a deal. Okay. The deal would be every time you eat junk food, you pay him $10, something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Or he gets to send you a message saying something bad about you, something like that. So thereby he becomes an accountability partner, and then obviously you can probably be his accountability partner for something else. He could be a smoker. You could be his partner for that. Having
an exchange of something. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one concept there. And then and the other thing is there are a lot of ways to track habits. There are habit trackers you can use. I mean, I used it a couple of times, but I felt trying to track multiple habits was a problem there.
Too many
there. So if you do use a habit tracker, my advice is track one habit at a time.
Okay, because otherwise it gets too overwhelming.
I initially, when I used that tracker, I put about 15 habits there. Don't drive fast. But I think after a while I stopped doing that. But now I only put one habit if I want to. Once I get over it, I go to the next one.